Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to FemmeTarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium, an energy reader, and truth teller. And that's why you're here. How is everybody doing? I keep saying that. Everyone. Who's everyone? How's everybody doing? How was your week, everybody? I love Sundays. You know that. I'm going to bring up my banner because when we started chit chat, get a little bit distracted and I forget my banner. I just want to say hello to you beautiful people. Happy Sunday, Anne Marie. Donna, hello. It's nice and chilly here in Connecticut. I love that. It's nice and warm over here. And you know what? I'm not a winter person at all. I lived for 11 years in Austria. You guys know that. And I was miserable as hell because of the cold and the ice and the snow and the thousand layers and the thick jackets and everything. But it's middle of November here. And here in Greece, it is warm. We don't even carry jackets with us. Just a top like this is just fine. Well, until the sun sets and then it gets chilly. But I'm now getting to that point where I'm like, I wouldn't mind it if it got a little bit colder, right? I just also want to change up my wardrobe. I want to wear some coats and jackets, wear some winter boots. You know how it is, we get bored. But listen, I'm not complaining at all. I do appreciate the sunny weather. It's the best thing for my mood, for everybody's mood, for our mood, for our physical state, for our motivation as well. So the sun is always welcome. Hello, Anna. How are you, beautiful? Long Island as well. Sunny and chilly. Good morning, Christina, to you too. Yes, we have a lot to talk about. A big shout out, everybody, to that Aqua guy who really helped me with some research I needed and found some stuff for me because I did see online what was, well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because some of the the Epstein emails are starting to leak. Now, obviously, I want everybody to know even what has already been out there or has been leaked, all right, it's been curated what's been leaked. Whoever's doing this or the group of people who are behind this, they know what they're doing. They're just trickling out or trickling down some information to get everyone riled up and everybody talking. So there have been some leaks. One of them was, we will get to this in a minute because as always, we give or allow and give some time for people to enter the chat, enter the room, and of course to catch up with everybody. But it's interesting. The most disappointing, I would say, leak, but again, I'm not going to jump the gun or I'm not going to straight away say, this is very shady, this is fishy, etc., is the one where Deepak Chopra's name was on the list. All right. And apparently there was an email exchange after one of the parties on the island. And people are very disappointed. Now people are very disappointed on all these like spiritual gurus and all of these spiritual leaders. Let's not put everyone in the same box, okay? Let's just wait and see because we don't know. Of course, a lot of people have connections with Epstein, and of course, a lot of people may have visited the island, just like with the Diddler, right? With Diddy. A lot of people did attend his parties, Diddy's parties, but not all of them participated in all the dark, awful stuff that he did during the after parties. All right. So we just need to use discernment and we need to stay calm. But that's why we're here today, because we're going to look into what is up with that. I have done a whole deep dive on Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell as well. You'll find it here on my channel. You can use the search tab, add in Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, and it will pop up for you guys if you want to watch this later. Now, but I want to see the energies around now, the Epstein list, and what does this mean for Trump? How is he feeling right now? What is he doing? Obviously, right? I've been sensing this, but we've all been seeing that he's in panic mode. Okay. He's trying to distract as much as he can. And apparently, a couple of days ago, he did go just quiet on Truth Social and on social media, and people were like, wow, well, what's going on? Why is he so quiet? This is the wrong time for him to be quiet. No, actually, it's the right time for him to be quiet, and he needs to stay quiet if he doesn't want to make things worse for himself. But that's why we're here, because we dig deep and we use my guides and we use the divine truth to get to the truth. So we'll get to all of that. And aside from that, I want to talk a little bit about Wendy, because big news came out this week about Wendy. Her doctor, she was evaluated, she was examined, and she doesn't have frontal lobe dementia. And it's something that I did say a few months ago when we did a collab with Kempire. We did a huge marathon of a collab. It was Bravo, it was Wendy, it was like it was many, many, many topics. It was like, I think it was a 3-hour live. We did this back in June. And I did say back then, when I read on Wendy and I connected to her energy, and I said, and I will play the video later on as well, a clip of it where I say, there's nothing wrong with Wendy. I don't see anything wrong with Wendy. Sure, she might behave weird, or she might behave a certain way, but wouldn't you, if your family and your management took control of your life and you were locked up and you had no say and no control, that would drive any sane person crazy, let alone someone who's been through so much trauma, and also was someone who had substance abuse issues as well for many, many years. So that also came out, but we will also talk about, because I've seen all of the theories, all of these conversations happening online about why did Kris Jenner delete the photos that she had posted online on Instagram. I saw them actually, of Harry and Meghan from her 70th birthday party, which was hosted by the Bezos family, or the Bezos couple. So a lot of theories, a lot of speculation around that. So we'll be looking at that as well today. So many topics to cover today, but that's what happens on Sundays. But before we start, a big hello to everyone who's just joined us. Hello, Bazandai. Happy Sunday to you too, Blair. I love seeing you all here. Oh, you're recovering from surgery. I'm going to be sending you healing light. Everybody, send Ramona healing light. I wish you speedy recovery. Greetings for Chicago. That's my husband's favorite city in the whole wide world. He lived there for 3 years. He wants to move back to Chicago, and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere where it's so cold. I'm sorry. I love Chicago. Nothing. I've never been, but I've heard so much about Chicago, but too cold for me. No. Florida, on the other hand, I've been there a couple of times. Love Florida. Very warm, much more like my style. Very humid, but I come from Mauritius, so I'm used to it. Chilly, Sweden. Do you have snow or not yet? I know in Austria they haven't gotten snow yet. The mountains, yes, but it hasn't snowed yet. Hot in Houston. Like that. Hot in Houston. Ramona, you're hot in Houston. Val is here. Hello. Thank you. I hate Mercury retrogrades. I'm always nervous during Mercury retrograde when I do live streams, because everything that can go wrong does go wrong normally, but it seems like, listen, touch wood, don't want to jinx it. It seems that things are working just fine today, but you never know. This time of year, right. That was me when I was living in Austria. And I would like every 2 months just take the plane and come to Greece, go to warmer, I would go to Mauritius, just go to warmer climates in winter, because that's the only way I felt like I could survive winter, to be honest. Love it. Yeah, I miss my winter clothes. Like I miss like the layering, the ankle boots, the nice like warm fake fur jackets. Just miss all of that. My leather jackets, all of that. The one thing that I don't like about winter, and I'm not talking about when it's sunny, is because I've mentioned this before. I have a obsession, fetish, call it what you will, with shades, with sunglasses. I think I have the biggest collection of sunglasses that there is. I don't know anyone else who has more sunglasses than I do. Sunglasses and handbags, but that I'm managing the handbag obsession. But the sunglasses I cannot manage. So usually it means that winter, when it gets gray and cold and wintry and miserable, I can't wear my shades. That's the only thing about fashion in winter that I don't like. But I mean, then again, you could always wear your shades and look like some kind of mysterious celebrity wannabe, I guess. I don't know. Okay, in DC, it's super windy in the area today. Oh, did you get stupid question? But does it snow in Nevada? I did not know that. Yes, that Aqua guy has helped me a lot. He's been sending me a lot of you are super helpful. You do send me links. You do send me posts that you see that you find very interesting, or you find that it would be interesting for me to cover here on these live streams. So thank you all for doing the Lord's work. And Aqua guy absolutely did do the Lord's work, because yesterday I was out and about all day, and he DM'd me about the Trump Epstein stuff. And I'm like, I don't have time to find all that stuff. Can you please, because I'm with the fam all day, can you please just send me some screenshots, some links, whatever you can find real quick? And he was extremely thorough. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you all for everything that you do for me and this channel and for the community, of course. Anna, you may have to refresh your page if you can hear us, because it seems that everyone else sees me. But hello, Mercury retrograde. And this one, because it's in Sagittarius, it's super, super potent. So I want everybody to be vigilant and careful, especially when you're driving, careful when you're walking about, because we are a lot more accident prone during Mercury retrograde. Just, make sure that your wallet's somewhere safe, because we do tend to lose our wallets or money or our phones or our keys. Generally, we're just like all over the place. That's what Val's saying, that everything's working for everyone else, Anna. So just do a refresh of your page. All right. So as per usual, everybody, if you have questions, I will let you know when I'm ready to see them, because I don't always look at the chat when I'm reading, because I'm focusing on what I'm receiving. And then I will answer your questions as best as I can. A couple of things before we start with these readings is that I will have very, very soon, I'm bringing on the channel. I don't know if we're going to do this as a live stream. You let me know, you guys, if you want. I love live streams because that way you can interact with the guests as well and ask them everything that you want. But sometimes not everyone's super comfortable with going live stream, or it also could be like a schedule thing as well, like an issue with the schedule, theirs, mine, or whatever. But I will be bringing in the next couple of weeks on my channel someone that I've known for a very long time. I am super, super excited because we did meet last week. This person was someone that I worked with at Sony Music. You know that in my 20s, I worked for Sony Music. We worked together. She was one of my colleagues at Sony. And guess what? She's a big radio producer now, but also what she's done is she's a certified white light therapist. And if you're wondering what that means, she's also a mindfulness, a wellness coach as well. So if you're wondering what that means, I'm not going to tell you. She's going to tell you. I'm going to bring her on. And then if you guys want, we can do it live so you guys can ask her anything. And I will talk to her first, all right, and see if she wants to give one of you as a giveaway, maybe like a 20-minute or half an hour session. Yes, you can do this remotely. It's absolutely now just the way that I do readings remotely. You can do Reiki, white light therapy remotely as well, but more to come soon. I'm very excited about that. The other thing is next week, I will be recording the 2026 predictions. I usually do them live, but I will record them this time, okay? Because I want to be very, very in my bubble and in the zone. Because a lot of times when I'm opening up, I write everything down, all these downloads that I've received or I write them down, and then I put them all together and I share them with you. But a lot of times I open up when I share my predictions and I receive more. So I get downloads. So I think it's best. And then and if I'm on a live, I get distracted a lot of times, also energetically too. Yes, I can pick up the chat's energy 100%. I do. So I will do this recorded and then I will upload it. I'll give you a heads up as to when, but I will premiere it. So, and I will open up the chat so all of us can meet at the chat and still discuss and talk about the predictions that I will share with you for 2026. So a lot of things coming up, just giving you a heads up. Aaron says, I think that's what happened too. Kardashians found out they weren't invited and didn't sit well with them. Yes, probably. You know, when you've invited, I don't know how many people, 600, 800 people. I don't know. I assume, because this is like the 70th birthday party of Kris Jenner. I would assume that anyone could slip through the cracks, if you will. Let alone if you are celebrities, if you are royalty, you know, the people at the door are not gonna say, oh, I'm sorry, can you show me your invitation? Oh, sorry, Prince Harry, I don't think you're invited. They would assume, I guess, that they were invited. But let's see. So let me see how I'm gonna ask this question. Give me a second. So I know. I'll start with why was Harry and Meghan there? As you know, with tarot, it's always best to ask open-ended questions and not yes or no questions. Because then you allow more room for spirit to talk and give you more details and more information. Okay, so why was Harry and Meghan at Kris Jenner's party? Why was H&M, Harry and Meghan? Do you know what I just saw? Oh my God, I'm drawing blanks now. I've gone blank. What's Kris Jenner's boyfriend called? Partner called? Oh my God. It's there. It's the tip. Okay. Let me tell. I just saw him while I was shuffling the cards. Corey Gamble. Thank you, Simpliciana. All right, so I just saw him when I asked the question right in front of me. So I don't know if he was involved also with the guest list, or he was involved with or he was part of the planning of this party. But he just popped in front of me. So the question was, why were H&M, Harry and Meghan at Kris Jenner's party? I'll show you the cards and then I will tell you what this means. The first card is the wheel. The wheel is something changing, all right? Something changing. The energy of a situation, event, relationship, something is changing. The wheel is turning. Okay, this is also the card of good fortune as well, depending how you read it, how it is positioned in your spread. But then I had the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is not a good card. This is a card where there's a lot of animosity, a lot of stress. It's also the card where people just don't like you and they throw daggers at you, or they just, you just always have to look behind you, because you never know who might backstab you because you have enemies. The question again was why, right? And then I have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords also means indecision, means reaching crossroads, being indecisive overall. But because swords is also thoughts, it's air, thoughts, communication as well, is I'm not sure. I think I'm correct when I say they gate crashed. This was I don't think they were invited. The wheel, something last minute made them go. Like, maybe like after Serena's event, they while they were in their limo in their car, they said, oh, you know what? Maybe we should just pop over. It feels like a very impulsive decision that they did. And I believe they did this in that party, in that mansion. They also had a lot of people who don't like them and enemies. And I truly believe, reading them right now, reading the cards and receiving from Spirit, that they also wanted to make an appearance because they wanted to prove their enemies wrong, or they wanted to prove something to the enemies. But they were to their enemies or to the people who dislike them. There are a lot. It's not just the public, right? There are people in these elite circles and these entertainment, rich circles that don't like them. They don't like them. And I feel Harry was against it. I don't feel that Harry was the one who said, yes, I want to go. I want to see Bezos. I want to see all these people. I want to see Kris and wish her happy birthday and give her gift. No, I think Harry just was against it at first, but he just followed along. Three of Cups here. Three of Cups is also, it's a party, right? So there's a lot of people coming together, having fun, drinking, eating, all of that. So it's a social event. The Hierophant here. Hierophant. I know. I'll tell you, they're answering now. I'm receiving Five of Wands. There were a couple of people at the party, very powerful, very influential, that they want access to. They want access. They wanted meat. They wanted access. They wanted sort of like an in or a way to weasel themselves in, introduce themselves, talk to them. It's just, there was an ulterior motive for them going to Kris Jenner's. And no, they weren't invited. They weren't invited. Five of Wands here. Actually, what I'm getting is, it's not that Kris Jenner doesn't like them, dislikes them, or lists, or gets or is influenced by what the public thinks of them. But I don't feel that she likes them either. I feel that she is very weary of them, and she kind of like keeps a distance. She is nice, polite, she does she's socially correct, if you will, but it's not like she wants to be their bestie or she wants to hang out with them. Because I have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is, I'm protecting myself. These are my boundaries. So they weren't invited. They believed their inflated egos and their warped sense of reality and who they really are and how they are seen, not by the public. They know the public Us, the plebs, don't like them. Well, the majority. But they truly believe that these circles, especially in America, are in awe of them. They see them as like the real authentic royalty. They're not Prince William, they're not Princess Catherine, they're not King Charles or Camilla. They're not. Look at Andrew, disgraced Andrew. He's no longer a prince, he's just Andrew. Didn't Harry say 4 years ago, I'm just Harry? Well, just Harry. You're being bitch slapped by your wife. Sorry, but that's the truth, because I don't feel that this is something that came from him, and this was her wanting an in and wanting to meet and talk and connect to someone who was there, who was very, very powerful. Speaking of Corey, why I saw him, now I know why he was shown to me. Corey is the one, obviously, as I said earlier, I believe that Corey was very much involved in the guest list and helped Kris with all this. But I feel this person here is someone who's connected or closely connected to Corey, or Corey knows them. So there you have it. There you have it. I know, but again, it's how they have this very false sense of like self-entitlement. Harry grew up that way. Okay, he grew up, he was raised in a gilded cage, he went to boarding school and an elite boarding school. He had stuff, he had anything he wanted and needed at his beck and call. So I don't blame him per se, but Meghan was not raised like that. She should know better. She should know the etiquette and how these things work. But no, Meghan thinks that she is the star, the queen, the princess, all of it. And she thought that it would be okay. It would be okay to crash a party that you're not invited to. This is what happened. So, yeah. I'm going to throw some cards now. How does Kris feel about this? Thank you, Aqua Guy. Yes, absolutely. Please don't forget. You know what you're supposed to do, you guys. Let's feed the YouTube gods. The YouTube gods need some feeding. So please don't forget to. Oh, hold on. It's just a mess here. Oh, sorry, you guys. Yeah, there you go. Here, this is how you can find me on social media and my website. And of course, don't forget to, what is going on? Where's everything? I've lost everything. It's just moved around on StreamYard. And don't forget to like and subscribe this video, everybody. All right, going back to what we're saying. Picking a bitter praise sheet does not show up in one of those Epstein emails. There are rumors. And I wouldn't be surprised. But again, it's something we have to be fair here. A lot of people's names are going to come up. We really need to do our research and use discernment in order to, before we judge, before we jump into any conclusions. Okay, we need to be fair here, and we need to keep calm. There are a lot of names there. All right, so let's go back to Kris Jenner. I want to read her energy and see how she feels now about all this. Like, how does she feel about having to delete the pictures, and how does she feel about them now? Let's see. So, Kris Jenner, please. What can you tell me? Show me how she feels about Harry and Meghan post-party. Kris. Okay, hold on. 6 of Cups. I'm gonna show you the cards. I don't think I need to say much. You guys are learning tarot anyway here. So 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is the nostalgia card. It's also memory, childhood memories connected to your childhood. It could also signify a sibling or a friend who you consider a sibling you're very close to, but it can also signify and mean that I had a very romantic uh sort of like impression, or I had this impression of them that is not who they are, right? It's not reality. What I thought of them or how I saw them is not how I see them now, to be more correct. But wait. The Devil and the Tower. Kris Jenner, she ain't happy. She's not happy whatsoever. Kris Jenner doesn't like the sneakiness. She doesn't appreciate that at all. She considers her as someone who is, I call Meghan a succubus, and I've called her that before because that's the type of energy. That's the energy that I get from her. So I got the Devil. Kris, I told you, keeping her at arm's length, doesn't trust her. She knows she has an agenda. She knows that she is not who she appears to be, or she wants people to see her as. The Tower. That relationship, you guys, is whatever that relationship was, is no longer the Empress. Well, Kris being the momager that she is. The Empress is also someone who's very protective, nurturing, and protecting her brand, protecting her family, protecting the people, I guess, her guests. But I see this card and this reading as a protector, someone, and she is. She's a mom, she's a manager, she's a businesswoman, she's strong, and she is going to do everything that she can to protect their brand, hers and her daughter's brands. Page of Cups. I hold on. 8 of Pentacles. So this is how she sees Meghan. This is how she feels about her, but this is not what she's going to show. So it's not like she's going to be more distant towards her. She's not going to pursue going out for brunch with Meghan or invite her to other events, etc., etc. But she's not going to come out in public and say anything negative or anything bad about them. She's going to be very tactful and very diplomatic there, because she knows that, listen, the 8 of Pentacles is the work card, and I have the Page of Cups here. Kris is a good businesswoman. We've talked a lot about the Kardashians, who they are, how they are, etc. But she's a shark. She's a good businesswoman. She believes that with Harry, there are things that listen, when the divorce happens, when Meghan is out of the picture and Harry stands alone and it's alone, he's going to get a lot more opportunities, and he's going to be approached by a lot more of these elites and people in the US than he is now. So she is more interested in keeping a good relationship with Harry and the royal, and in extension, the royal family, than Meghan. That's why, because she knows that she can make money from this, or that he's got the right connections back in the UK because he's the prince. So, yeah, so she'll never come out and say anything negative. That's why they're keeping quiet. That's why no one is coming out and saying anything about all this. She is a diplomat. She knows how to play the game, and she plays it. Kris Jenner plays it very, very well. So, but these are the reasons. Let me see what you guys have to say. Just wish she would learn protocol. What can I say? She refuses. She's not dumb. She's a smart, intelligent woman. She is. she just refuses to follow protocol and the rules. She wants to do it her way because she is very she has this very she's very grandiose in her head, right? She has main character syndrome. That's what she does. That's what she is. Had seen the pics. Well, if they hadn't signed a release, for instance, they could go like if they hadn't, if Harry and Meghan hadn't signed a release in order for those pictures to be published online, and we know this. I don't care what some of the people who are going to watch this and the replay are going to say, because sometimes they come out of the woodworks and they start attacking. It's fine, but let me say this: we all know that Meghan, she monetizes every friggin' picture. Everything that she does, she monetizes. She didn't make any money from these pictures that Kris Jenner posted, right? No, because these were Kris Jenner on her account posting pictures of her parties. How can you monetize? So Meghan was like, you're not monetizing. Also, I didn't sign a release because I crashed your party. All of these guests, when they got their invitations, they had to sign an NDA and a release. This is what happens at these parties. This is how it works. I've been around celebrities, I know. This is how it works, but they never got their invitation. Therefore, they never received a release or an NDA. She couldn't make money from that. She couldn't monetize. So pictures had to go down. That's why. And it's not the only reason why Kris is pissed. It's not only because of the pictures and the gate crashing and all of that. Of course, they're going to go unnoticed. If you've invited so many people, you don't remember who you've invited, I guess. And you've got PAs to do all this for you. I'm just saying. It was a disaster. A disaster. And both sides are being extremely quiet about it. And to me, that stinks. That stinks of something. If both parties are quiet, because it would have been easy to say, Kris could have come out and said, you know what? My bad, my mistake. She did. She came out 2 days later and she gave like some kind of half-ass excuse about blah, blah, blah. I wasn't even paying attention to what she said because it was 2 days too late. If you're going to do it, you might as well, because people pay attention. People know when a celebrity has blocked someone. People just go there and they check every day. Do they have the same amount of followers? Are they still following the same people? This is how you get these blinds and you get all these rumors going around because there are people who do pay attention. They do pay attention. So the next day or the same day when that happened, someone could have come out, Kris could have come out herself and said, you know what? My bad. They didn't sign a release. I was confused. I didn't remember. I didn't know. Whatever. My bad. I took them down. Done. People would be like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Some people would say that. Some other people wouldn't. The Meghan haters would probably say, oh, that's a lie. It's an excuse, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm just saying. So they made it worse for themselves. But this is the status right now. Current situation and status. Can I say this? I know people are going to find this weird if I say this, but Kris Jenner, the Kardashian Jenner clan, whether you like it or not, they are American royalty. And I'm using quotes because of it's not just how rich they are, but the influence they have. And yes, the Kardashian brand is dying. We know that, but they're still kind of considered royalty. Meghan and Harry are not. They're not considered royalty in the US. They're not, especially with all of the shenanigans and all the stuff that they did. Now they put their hands on Britney. I'm sorry, Meghan put their hands on Britney Spears, you mean? Everyone's surprised that Beyonce was there since she avoided the Kardashians in the past. How does Beyonce feel about them? Why was she there? I just go, when I read your question, I just got that, you know what, because this was hosted in Bezos' mansion. I think that Bezos also may have invited some people as well. I don't think it was just, this is common in those circles, you guys. It is. It absolutely is. Just because it's Chris's party doesn't mean that Bezos is not going to invite his crew, his friends, his people, or the ones that he wants to have at the party too. I will ask that question in a minute. Answer that question. Uh, Yeah, Bezos is odd. I agree. I agree. I don't like his energy at all. Uh, yeah, she's a Leo main character for sure. The Kardashians. I know. They put their hands on Britney Spears. Who did? I didn't see that. I absolutely did not see that. Let me bring, before we move on, unless you have any other questions, but I think it's clear to us now. We have clarity as to what happened. But if you have any questions before we move on to the Epstein and Trump of it all, please let me know. But hold on, where's that question? Where is that question? Can't find it, but I will answer this because the other one was light missions. So she's asked 2 questions. At least I'll answer one because I can't find the other one. What does Kim K think of Meghan? Oh, she's a different. This is what I got. She's side-eyeing her. Like when I closed my eyes and I asked a question, I saw Kim K just side-eyeing Meghan. Oh, I have a jumper, you guys. The magician. No. Kim does not like, and we know. I've done several readings of the Kardashians. We know they dabble in black magic and dark arts. They are I call them the Kardashian clan. Hold on. Nope. Kim is very, very weary of. Oh, look at these same cards as Kris. Well, aside from the magician, Kris is more of the diplomat. Kim, even though she's a Libra, they are diplomats. They try to be. They're always like the mediators, the diplomats. But Kim, if she really doesn't like someone, she has a hard time hiding it. She tries to be diplomatic. She's not going to be rude or abrupt, but you can see it. You can see it in her face, in her facial, in her energy, her body language. Kim is easy to read when she doesn't like someone. 6 of Cups. Again, at the very beginning, when they first moved to the US, everyone was excited in Hollywood, and all of these celebrities like, yeah, Prince Harry, we've never had royalty living in LA, in Montecito, blah, blah, blah. Right? So her impression of Meghan has changed vastly. Why? Boom, 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 boom. The whole family is like, nope. Let me pull one more. King of Pentacles. Actually, Kim K sees herself better, more powerful, more business minded, better what she does, which is the truth, than Meghan. So Kim K does the side eye and the sort of like looking down on someone. This is how I see my mind's eye. Kim looking at Meghan. Interesting. Ooh, that's a good question. What is Meghan's relationship with Oprah now? That's a good question. We should look into that. Okay, hold on. What is Meghan's relationship with Oprah now? Meghan Markle. How does Oprah see Meghan? What's the relationship like? Thank you. Jumper card, 5 of Swords. Oprah is not having it. Let me pull some cards. Oprah's not having it. It seems like they're all distancing themselves or don't want to be super involved with the Sussexes. Oprah does not like her. Knight of Swords. Oprah does not. The Empress. The Empress. The Empress is the Empress also, is royalty. She's royalty, but no. Oprah is not a fan of Meghan anymore. To be honest, I don't think she ever was. I don't think she ever was, to be honest. She was invited to the wedding. She had an into the royal family back when everyone was getting along, and there was the Fab Four: William, Kate, Meghan, Harry. But now, no. Oprah is like, let me say this way. Oprah is never going to interview Harry and Meghan again. And yes, she's not going to show her disdain or her dislike towards Meghan, because again, she's diplomatic and she wants the connections that Harry has. So, but the truth is, doesn't like her, doesn't trust her, is not into her, is not. Oprah didn't invite Meg. Did Oprah invite Meghan at her was it 60th birthday party? Or did she gate crash that one? I don't know. Meghan needs a rebrand, but how many rebrands is she going to have? How many rebrands? She has tried and tried. She's tried being the Martha Stewart of it all. She's tried doing the whole lifestyle, home wear, wine, jam, blah, blah, blah. What's next? Crystals? Oh my God, I said it. Maybe that's next. Opening a crystal shop and becoming like new agey because she's in California, and just rebranding herself, the spiritual person, down to earth, blah blah blah, maybe in order to save her brand and herself. But how many rebrands? Yeah, she is. Harry, and I'm not blaming Meghan, because Meghan does what she can, right? If she can do it, she's going to do it. If she can take over Harry's life, if she can, I'm going to use the word again, but slap him, and he takes it, he accepts it, and he doesn't do anything about it, she will continue doing it. Harry is the one who urgently needs help. He needs guidance. He needs his family. He needs people he trusts. He needs to get out of this world. Really, he needs to get out of this world, and he needs to find himself. He should go to Botswana. That's his happy place. He should go to Botswana. It grounds him. He loves it. The energy there works with him. It's perfect. He should take a sabbatical, go to Botswana for him to find himself away from his wife. If he can take his kids, I don't know. The kid thing is complicated. But we're not going to go there. But you know what I mean? So, but it's up to him. He's an adult. He is an adult. He's a 36-year-old, 37-year-old. No, he's almost 40 now. So he needs to grow up. He needs to grow up, pull up his breeches, and stand up to his wife and really find himself. So I don't blame Meghan here. I don't, because by now he should have woken up. He should have had a rude awakening by now, and he hasn't. Well, I've said this before. I don't see them together. They're not together, but they're still acting. They're still playing this role. Why? Because they need the money. They need this as part of their brand. They need Archworld to survive. They need to continue receiving donations. They need to continue staying relevant. So to each their own. Harry has no one to blame but himself. Meghan has no one to blame but herself. Meghan's brand is always selling out. It seems successful. It's not sold out. You guys, if you know marketing, okay? If you know marketing, this is a tactic. You say limited stock on offer. You say that. People assume that when you say limited stock that you have like maybe 100 of those jams, 200 of those jams, 500, whatever. You have a stock, right? You have enough because you're launching a new product, you're launching a new business. No. Someone actually go on Reddit and look it up. This was last year or months ago, I don't remember. They went when she launched, they went on their website, and because they know WordPress and they know how the Shopify extension, etc., works with it, they were able to see what they were doing was they started adding from like one jam, they started adding as many as they could in their cart, because that's how you can see how much they have in stock, unless they've added a sort of like a limit. But it usually you can limit it like to 3 or 5. But that person managed to add 50 jams in their cart. And I don't remember now the number. I think at 5860 it said like there was no more stock. That's all. So that is a great marketing tactic to say we're all sold out. Well, if you only had like 100 items, or you had a very, very small inventory, of course you're going to sell out straight away. That's how it works. Bad mood to leave. Yeah, but that was her plan. And I've done tons of readings on them, and I'm not speculating here. I'm just this is my opinion based on the readings that I've done and reading her energy. This was her plan all along. This was all premeditated, all pre-planned. As soon as she met Prince Harry, she knew she was going to back the prince. She knew exactly. She had a plan. She had a plan and she followed through her plan. Listen, props to Meghan for being a very determined human being and achieving what she wanted. But her greed, her selfishness, her megalomania is really what brought her destruction as well. And it's bringing her destruction. She's not relevant anymore. People just roll their eyes every time there's a post or an article about Meghan. People are rolling their eyes. You can see it in the comments. You can see comments like posts about her do get a lot of engagement, but it is very negative. It's very negative comments, etc., etc. And obviously the press is going to continue posting because that's how they make money. But to me, that's not, maybe some people see, you know what, but bad, any kind of publicity is good publicity, even bad publicity. To me, no. Because if you make money from your brand, if you're the brand, you don't want that kind of publicity. You do not want that kind of publicity. And the rage baiting stuff that is going on online, and they do get a lot of viewership and a lot of likes and a lot of shares, etc., and it makes money for content creators. But the rage baiting works once or twice. You can rage bait a couple of times, people will fall for it, and you'll get the engagement and you get all of that. But if you continue doing it, people are going to lose trust in you. They're going to get fed up. And also, because of all the negativity out there, people don't want any more rage baiting, negative contents, bad contents, cancellations, cancel culture as well. That no longer exists anymore because people are tired. They don't want the little good energy that they have and the little positivity that's left. They want to save it for themselves, their family, their loved ones. They don't want to put it out. And that's why the influencers are going down. This is something that I predict in 2023, that this whole influencer world, content creator world, UGC, all that is going to go down. It's going to influencing in general is going to change drastically. It's not going to be these curated influencers flogging products, and sometimes they flog these products and promote these products without even on the slide, without even making obvious that this is an ad, this is a promotion, they've been paid for that. So people are tired. By the way, I just looked at my screen. 111 people watching right now. Angel number, synchronicities. And thank you for watching, everybody. So don't forget to like this video on your way in or your way out. I understand some people are busy and cannot watch the whole video. All right, shall we move on to the next topic? Yeah, exactly. But the problem is with the influencers and a lot of times with content creators, they confuse exposure with success. Having exposure and having people watching your videos because they laugh at your videos, or they hate you, so they're hate watching, or because they like you, whatever, but they don't like your video or they don't buy what you're selling, it's not successful. You're not a successful influencer. You're not. Content creators is a different story. In my opinion, content creators should not be influencers. These are two different, this is my opinion, two different things. Influencers, their job is to influence you and me to buy, they have something to sell. Even if they're not selling like an object or a product or something tangible, it could be they're selling a lifestyle, they're selling a recipe, they're selling something. Content creators, on the other hand, what their job is to create content to either entertain people, teach people, connect people. It's a different kind of thing. So, and I think that everything is muddled right now. Everybody thinks they're an influencer. Everybody thinks they're a content creator. It's a mess. And people are tired. They're like, enough already. We want to see authentic videos, authentic content. All right. Where's Tyler Perry and all of that? I've done a deep dive on Tyler Perry with Campire. I've done two, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll just wait and see, and I will do an update of that maybe in a couple of months. We'll see how things are going with Tyler Perry and all of his lawsuits as well. All right, let's move now to this pair over here. All right, Rosie, I'm just marking your question for later. Okay, actually, help me out with this reading. Drop your questions now regarding this. But before you do that, I just want to share with you, because that Aqua guy also sent me, I asked him to find me so there was an email that leaked. Hold on, give me a second. Let me find it. Okay, hold on 1 second, because I don't know where it went. Okay, found it. All right, so I'm bringing it up. Here it is. So I don't know if you can see it clearly. I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read it from my phone because I cannot see. The letters are too small. I'm not wearing my glasses. All right, so one of the messages that got leaked and had everyone talking and speculating as to what this means. This was from Mark Epstein, as you can see in the very at the top. This is the brother of Jeffrey. And he sends this email to Jeffrey, to his brother, and he says, "I'd rather be in Donnie D's shoes." Jeffrey then replies, "You mean Donnie T. T-double-E." Then we have Mark Epstein responds, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. And then we have Jeffrey. He says, and I thought, dash, I had Suris, Tsuris. No idea what that means. If anyone knows what that means, what's it? I have Suris. Is that code for someone's name? And then here's the spice. Then brother Mark here says, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing the horn of Baba. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest because it's not that relevant, but the big thing here is, the key is, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump, Baba. So a lot of people, this is what that Aqua guy told me as well. So a lot of people assumed that Baba is Bill Clinton because a lot of like his homies, his people call him Baba apparently, but it's not. Also, there are several newspaper articles that were that Aqua guy did a lot of research. He said he couldn't find the only reputable, let's say, media site that he could find them talking about this email and analyzing this email is Newsweek. But if you guys want, I can drop them in the community tab. If you guys want to read them, I can add the links. Can I add links in the community tab? I don't know. I'll try. So, who's Baba? Now, the question is, who's Baba? What's going on? Suddenly, Putin now is in the picture. Is this true? Is this code? What is up with all that? That Aqua guy is one of our femme villagers. He's one of our femme villagers. He's here. He's in the chat somewhere. He might have stepped out for a minute, but he was here earlier. So he's from golfing. Who? Lindsey Graham. He's from the South, golfing this week. Oh, okay. I don't know who. Okay, you think it's a joke. Yeah, it could be a joke. That's what I said from the very beginning, that we need to use discernment and not jump the gun and say that take everything that comes out of or leaks or comes out of these files, take them literally. I also don't think that we're talking. I also don't think there was a sexual act happening there. 100%. But just for the sake of it, I'm going to ask the cards. Yeah, the Deepak Chopra stuff was, again, listen, we have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. We shouldn't just straight away assume that Deepak was there, that he was involved with some of these minors and all the stuff that was happening. We can't. All right. We just need to keep cool, because I've seen how many people, I do follow Deepak online on social media, and I've seen how many people are angry and they're accusing him, and now people are saying, I always knew he had bad vibes and my intuition always, yeah, but I mean, it's that's what everyone says. That's what everyone says when something bad comes out or there's a rumor going around about someone. That's when everybody remembers that their intuition was right, that they don't like this person. Why are you following them? Like, why? I'm not taking Deepak's, I'm not supporting Deepak. I'm not saying, I'm someone who's very grounded and I'm very fair. Okay. And I don't like it when there's this mob mentality attacking people without any evidence, right? Because this can be detrimental for people's careers, for their families, for their personal lives. Just saying. So we need to keep calm here. We need to keep calm. Okay. I'm gonna ask the cards just for shits and giggles. About if this is true. I don't feel it's true, but I feel it's more jokingly. I mean, also, this is the type of banter that these type of people have. They appear when in society, they appear to be very, well put together and serious, and they use all of these terminology, especially when they're businessmen, blah blah blah. And then among themselves and between them, it's a different story. They use different lingo, and they speak very, very differently. So no, my God, she said no, it's not. There's nothing to this. There's nothing there. Again, these people who are leaking these emails know exactly what they're leaking. What did I say earlier? They're not going to leak the heavy duty stuff, the stuff that, is really going to expose people. They're just trickling. They're just leaking some stuff just to add some more pressure to the Republicans and Trump. Well, Trump, because it's not all Republicans want those lists hidden, or they ignore the existence of Epstein's list, or Epstein himself. So it's, I forgot what I was saying. It happens sometimes. Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, this was just banter between them. And I just heard my guide saying that in those emails, there are more emails that are going to come out slowly but surely. And my guides were saying there's a lot of things, a lot of names and words there that are code for something else. Epstein was definitely very smart, and he would never in writing write something incriminating. 8 of Pentacles. There's nothing sexual there. All right. I don't believe that there was. 8 of Pentacles. This is just referring to chats, talks, business talks, how they can become even more rich, and we can become even more poor, all of that. So there's nothing there. But please do drop your questions if you hold on. I'm seeing people's questions now. Clinton has reported it may be a joke. Yeah, I mean, I don't see it. Yeah, exactly. That's why let's wait and see. I can't wait, you guys, for Michael Jackson's movie to come out. I can't wait. I'm such a big fan, and one of the best ever channeling sessions that I've ever done was of Michael Jackson. If you haven't watched it, I believe this was like 4 or 5 years ago. You can find it on my channel. It was one of the most profound, most emotionally touching channeling sessions that I've ever done. And I'm a big fan. He is innocent. He didn't do all this. Just go watch the video. I don't want to review myself, and I don't want to take away from what we're talking about. So let's see what you guys are saying real quick. All right. So I don't want to miss any question. If I've missed your question, please repost. All right. So if Ghislaine Maxwell is as guilty as Jeffrey and a threat, why haven't the elites taken her out yet? I hate doing this, but you have to go watch the Jeffrey Epstein channeling that I've done the video. That explains everything about Ghislaine. Everything. One thing I'm going to say this now, it's sort of like a little teaser maybe for you guys to go and watch that video, is that Ghislaine's far more dangerous than Jeffrey is, Jeffrey Epstein. What she has is far more dangerous, damning, just shocking overall than what Jeffrey has. She's got the juice. She's got the stuff. Yes. So watch it and you'll understand what I mean by that, and why she is treated with kid gloves, why she was transferred to a more cushiony, luxurious prison. Just watch that video and you'll understand. When you say Trump will be president in March, is it due to health reasons or related to Epstein? Health reasons. Health reasons. I've said this before. I did see that there was, I shared it with everyone back in August of this year, last summer, that I did see that he got he had sort of he had a heart attack, not like a big coronary heart attack, but he had a heart attack back in June. And if you remember, afterwards in July, everyone would see him like with, that's when they, remember back in June is when they had to admit that Trump's health was not doing great. Remember that? They couldn't hide it anymore because he was out and about, bruising in his hands. He was shaky a little bit, all that. So what I'm seeing is a stroke and another heart attack, because what I've seen, my guides have shown me that he's going to be, I've seen him being wheeled in a wheelchair. I've seen all these tubes and stuff in the ER room, being very, very, very poorly. He will be unable to continue. He will be unable to. And eventually, within a few months after that, he will pass. So I believe everything. The passing, listen, the passing, I cannot be for sure, but my feeling is before summer or right at the beginning of summer. I see him. Yeah. And then, yeah, there's going to be JD Vance. We're going to do, I did a mini, no, I didn't. Did I? No, I did one on Erica Kirk and JD Vance. But when the time comes and when I feel called to do it, when I mean called by spirit, I will do a deep dive on JD Vance as well when the time comes. But I just want to allow for things to happen and things to shift before we do that. Let's see. Do you have any other questions? Please add a capital Q in front of your question. Otherwise, I may miss it. Peter Thiel situations, how is he moving the string behind the scene? I'll be honest, I don't know who Peter Thiel is. I know I heard his name come up a couple of times, but I don't know who he is or what he is. If someone can give me a little bit of context here, and I will try to answer your question. Do you think JD will remain in office for the reign? No, he won't. That's all of it. Oh, by the way, I will also add this. I will get into all this with my 2026 predictions as well. We'll look at the U.S. politics as well. No, JD Vance will remain in office for maximum a year from the time that he takes over. But we'll get to the because spirit tells me things. I get downloads. Sometimes I don't get like the details or all of it. It takes time, and then suddenly I might get another download where I get a lot more information and details around it. So I will. That's why I said I want to do a JD Vance, just him reading. But I will probably do this in the new year or when things start shifting. What happened the night of Nicole Simpson? VR responded. So if you go at the top of the chat, I've added the link. I've done a reading on OJ and Nicole. I've done a whole deep dive. I channeled Nicole during that video. If you go at the top of the chat, you'll find it, or you can use the search. When you go on my channel, you use the search function there and just add OJ, and it will bring up the video. Thank you, Anais. Thank you so much. All right. So what was the question about Peter Thiel? Okay. Thank you. Very makes sense now. Our original. Oh yeah, of course. I thought I remembered that name, but I wasn't sure. Okay. Yes. Rosie, you were the okay. Because Rosie had sent me some articles and information about him in the past. Thank you. It just didn't click. All right. What was the question again? Hey, Periscope. How are you, my love? I want to say, everybody, Periscope moved from the US, sort of the US. I'm not going to say where he was, to Europe, and he's living his best life, everybody. Shout out Periscope. Okay. Before anyone, okay. Will more Epstein victims come forward, just like Virginia Giuffre? Yes, I've said that also in the Epstein reading that I did. And I've just heard now, yeah, there are more people going to come out in public. They don't feel safe yet. When Trump is out of the picture as president, it's going to be floodgates. But again, the Epstein lists, when they come out, and they will, all of them, they will disappoint a lot of people. You know why? It's Ghislaine's lists that we all need to look at. Those are the ones that are very dangerous. Yes. So more victims are coming forward, 100%. Peter Andreas Thiel is a German-American entrepreneur, venture capitalist, and political activist, a co-founder of PayPal, Palantir Technologies, and founders. Thank you all. You're amazing. Pass the bar eventually and become a lawyer, lol. No, I see her giving up. Speaking of Kardashians, a little break. Okay, let's do a little detour before we continue. So did you all see that video where she is calling these 4 psychics that told her that she would pass the bar, that she calls them liars, scammers, blah, blah, blah. I was laughing to myself and I'm like, Kim, a reading shows you the potential outcome. It does not manifest the outcome for you. And if you don't study and you use ChatGPT to give you the cliff notes for a bar, which is the most difficult bar exam to pass worldwide, right? Girl, don't blame the psychics. Kim, don't do that. Don't do that. Mm-mm. Oh Lord, I needed to get it out of my chest. Sorry, I needed to say that. Okay, Anais, how much Peter Thiel to move the string behind? Okay, so how involved is he behind the scenes? This is what I understand from your question. Oh, he's a big player. He is a big player. He's a shaker and a mover and a puppet master. The world. Ouch. He's one of those elites that I would be terrified of. 6 of Worlds. I was going to say his connections to overseas and a particular country, the one that Candace Owens keeps talking about and harping on about. Yeah, this man has his connections, the secrets, moon. Yep. He's moving. He's definitely a puppet master here. And he is, I would say, the bridge between Trump, the USA, and Israel. Yep. What will shock you? We're spoiled. I'm gonna add those in my 2026 prediction. I have to leave something for the next videos. I cannot just give you everything now. No, I have to keep things structured. That's why. So yes, I will add my also pop culture predictions, entertainment industry predictions. It's a little bit of everything. Anything that I get. Okay, anything that I get, I write them down. Look, I've got this. This is where I write. These are my lists here. I write my predictions. I write everything because I have Post-its all over the house. Because when I get a download, even in the car, I have to write them down or I lose the thing. And if I write them down, then it really refreshes my memory when I go back. So, Okay, I'll tell you this. It's funny that you're asking this because we were talking about this with my husband earlier. My husband's really into, like, he really follows politics. He's very well educated. He reads a lot. He's a very financial mind, business minded, etc. So he follows everything that's happening politically, etc. And actually, it's funny because we were looking. He was watching something on YouTube where Trump was signing something again, and I'm like, oh, that's his favorite hobby. He likes to sign papers. And I don't know, what was it? Oh yeah, Melania also signed something. I think this had to do with some kind of charity. I wasn't really paying attention to what he was watching. And my husband said, he's like, oh, look what he's doing. He's now involving more Melania. And I think it's because he's trying to bring in this feminine energy, this more nurturing, not that Melania is very nurturing, but this feminine energy in, and just bring a balance, which is a great way of thinking. And he's not wrong at all. And that's when I jumped in and I said, he's correct. Actually, this is what I also feel. But and I said, but Melania, and he said, oh, look how close they are. They're actually touching hands. He said jokingly, because we never see them touching hands, and whenever he tries, she's like takes it away, like very tactfully or whatever. And I said, because I've said this in the past, I haven't said it in a while, but I did see it in one of my readings a couple of years ago. Melania, okay, for entertainment purposes only, does have someone. She is in a relationship with someone who lives in Texas. Yeah. Yeah. She's got a, call him what you want, like a lover, whatever. This is someone with oil money, like someone really rich from Texas, in Texas. And she's seeing this man, just saying. And no, to answer your question, she can't stand him. They have separate lives. Okay. They are playing a role. She's playing a role. She's very well compensated for it. Her lifestyle is incredible, right? She flies on private jets. She does whatever she wants, and it's all good. They don't have to raise Baron anymore because he's an adult now. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? It takes one to know one. The Antichrist talks about the Antichrist. Well, it takes one to know one, Mr. Teal. He's one of those listen, this guy, I'm getting a headache just by, I don't want to read him further. I don't, well, if you guys want to, we can do a whole separate video on this, but no. Me no likey this energy at all. Very powerful, very dangerous man. How many other Epstein type political figures, business people are there out there? He can't be the only, he's not the only one. Absolutely, he's not the only one. But do you see how these things work? Do you see how things work? They're all in bed together, and they hold things and evidence against each other. So there's a lot, and I've said this before that I'm going to do a video now. Obviously, I will write eventually a book on this. This is separate to the other book that I'm writing. Regarding the Freemasons, Illuminati, etc. I can tell you, I know. My stepfather, his father, a long line of 33rd degree Freemasons. I have. They're not in my house. They're very well hidden and safe books that are just there are no other copies of those books. Okay, so there's a lot of things that I want to share with you. Obviously, I have to be very mindful how I do it. I have to be careful of, I have children and I have a family, because in the past when I was a child, I was so there was an attempt of kidnapping of myself. My mom had a stalker. Someone tried to kill my mom. I have several books that I need to write and share with you guys. But the point of what I'm saying here is that, yes, I know how these things work. There's so many, the trenches are deep. and they're very, very dark, and they're very much connected to each other. And in my book, I will speak openly because my stepdad, as you know, he passed back in July, 22nd of July, same day as Ozzy Osbourne. And I feel free now to do this, but of course I do not want to put my mom at risk. I do not want to put my children at risk or my family whatsoever. So there are certain things that I can say up to a point. I'll have to use different ways of saying it. But please bear with me because I have so much to share with you. I have so much. It's just finding a way of doing it without putting anyone in danger. Because let me tell you, I lived in a household and a family, which is why I disowned them. At 16, I left the house, went to boarding school. I put myself into boarding schools because I just didn't feel safe. I didn't want to be a part of this world. Yeah. So I was the one who disowned my family, and my family is old money. It's yeah, they so nothing to do with that world, but I know a lot about that world that I'm happy to share. I'm happy to share. Okay, I think I'll take a couple more questions. That's the aqua guy. Whoever was asking, who's that aqua guy? That's him. Will there ever be a hacker that comes out and releases the Epstein or Ghislaine's files, emails? Is taking forever for them to be fully released. The Ghislaine ones, from the reading that I did, is going to take several years. It's not about hacking because Ghislaine has hard copies. It's not just USBs and digitalized and behind firewalls and stuff. What I saw when I was channeling was there are hard copies, but they are in a very, very safe space, safe place. There are a couple of people, like, you would have to get rid of both those people and have those people tell you where, what the codes, etc., for you to have access to those files. And if anything happens to her, they would release straight away, which is why she's still alive and which is why she's being pampered. Because they've seen what's in those files, the Epstein ones. Yes, very bad, but the Ghislaine ones are worse. The evidence, the videos, the taping, the tape record, everything. Letters, emails, texts, you name it. You name it. So, yes, they will come out, but it's going to take much, much longer than the Epstein ones. Okay, we'll do that'll be the last one I do today. We'll do a quick check-in on Trump's energy, like a quickie. And then I think we'll just round it up. Okay. Yeah, that's the point. The point is not to be secretive, but of course, it's going to be completely educational. We're going to get into the symbols, why they use certain symbols, how they use, listen, they do use magic in a sense. It's not like they sit there and they do like magic rituals in the sense like the pagans do or the white witches do, but they do manifest through rich rituals and by using sacred geometry, symbols, et cetera. All of that, yes, we will get into. We will get into some of the rituals that they do behind the doors that they don't want people knowing. Even I need to also collect a lot of stuff from my stepfather, like pictures of what they wore, like, because they wear like special gloves, they wear like a sash thingy. They have a whole, everything is ritualistic. So I just want to gather all of that and give you all that information as an insider. Obviously, I cannot know everything because I wasn't allowed. My mom, I'm going to say it now. I hope she doesn't see it. But my mom did share a lot of their secrets because he would tell my mom, and you're not supposed to tell your spouse. You're not supposed to share with your spouse. Everything is secret. Everything is top secret, which is why my mom, they attempted to kidnap her and kill her, I guess. But the point is that, so I have what I've read, what I've been told, what was shared to me by my mom. Some towards the end, also things that my stepdad felt more relaxed to share as well, along with my stepbrothers too. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I can share with you. But I have to be careful. I have to protect my family. I've been through enough as a child, which is why I am not living in a mansion with my family, et cetera, because I want nothing to do with all that. Since I was 16, I'm out of that world. Okay. And I have my children, and I love that my children have a very normal, grounded life and safe, and I want to keep it that way. Okay. Okay. What was the last question? Yes, it was the check-in on Trump. Okay. Let me do a quick cleanse before we do that. Okay. The stories I have to share with you, my life, all of the therapists that I've ever had, they all were so. I feel like I was paying my therapists. I still do whenever I go. I pay them to entertain them with my life stories. Like they all sit there feverishly, like taking notes and always ask me questions and saying, you need to write a book. This is fascinating. You need to write your life. I've never lived this. And I'm like, I'm here. Okay. I'm not here to narrate my life story. I'm here because I need some therapy. So it's funny. It's funny. I've given up on therapists now. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot already. All right. Okay. Oh, let's cleanse the deck and let's get to Trump real quick. Well, okay, 2 cards jumped out, but I didn't even ask the question, so excuse me. Trump. Okay, show me Trump right now. Oh, this one just wanted to jump out. Jumper card. As soon as I asked the question, show me Trump right now. This is what I got. Okay, show me. Ooh, this one. Page of Swords. He's still let me see. Let me just pull some cards. I want to say there's still. Hold on. Okay. Tower. Jumper card. Tower. The truth of the matter is he's not doing great. There is chaos. There is discourse within the Republican Party, or the MAGA Party. There's division. He is stressed, pissed off, angry. It's just, look, this could be the White House. The White House is on fire. Not literal, but it's on fire. Page of Swords here, the Sun, and the 2 of Pentacles. He has issues with his kidneys, by the way. I just heard something about one of his kidneys not working. And then I have the Page of Cups here. The health stuff, it's starting to take its toll. All right, you guys, he's going to be on dialysis, but this is not a health reading. I'm just telling you what I'm receiving, that his health is taking a major toll right now. And I see especially one of his kidneys, both his kidneys are not great, but one of them is actually underperforming. It's not even performing. Okay, I have the Page of Swords here. Alas, tomorrow is Monday. He'll wake up with something new here. He is going to pretend, mark my words, he's going to pretend that he's going to bomb and attack Maduro and Venezuela. Mark my words, this is a distraction. This might even happen today or tomorrow. Okay. Oh, remember last week? Someone asked me, when will the government shutdown end? And I felt within 1 or 2 days, the next day already they announced. I'm just saying that this too, tomorrow, maybe even Tuesday, this week, very, very soon. Yes, he's gonna draw all eyes towards, war and attacking, and the best defense, they say the best defense is attacking. It's to attack, right? So to defend himself and distract, he's going to pretend, don't worry, he's going to, although Maduro needs to go, but he's going to pretend that he's going full on scorched earth, war, bombing, blah, blah, blah. This is again a distraction. The sun. I don't see it happening, okay? It's not. There might be tensions for a couple of days. There's not going to be full-blown war. It's not. There's not going to be one. And then 2 of Pentacles. This is his health stuff that's coming up. All right. This is his health stuff coming up. He's living a nightmare right now. Things are crashing down around him. This is what I'm seeing, especially within his own party, within MAGA and his own cabinet, which is interesting. It's interesting. Are we surprised? No. So he is everything that you see from now on. It's an act. Okay. He's hiding all of the crap that he has to deal with, including his health. But I believe this week we're going to have, again, tomorrow morning, it's going to be one of those mornings where we wake up, we take our phones and we're like, okay, Trump's at it again. And this time it's going to be war sirens. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing big is going to happen. So don't worry. Don't panic. But it's how he's reacting to this. Yes. He's yes, they know. Like the people who are close to him know. The people who are not close to him, but they're in his cabinet, or they are his MAGA people, they definitely suspect or know something, Okay. All right. I think that's it for today. Wasn't he invading Nigeria last week? I don't know. Maybe next week he's invading Japan because he wants labubus. I don't know. Do labubus come from Japan or Korea? Not sure, but you never know. A never dull moment in MAGA land. So just saying. Well, what can I say? He is sick. He's even sicker than they say. I'll say you that. I'll tell you that. No, I'll say you that. I'll tell you that. Anyways, that's it for today, everybody. This was wonderful. I can't speak for whatever reason. Again, also another side effect or symptom from Mercury retrograde. It's like not finding the words or finding that you glitch sometimes when you're trying to talk. It's like your brain slows down. Like your mouth is still like on speed, but your brain slows down. So they don't align those two as well. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, you guys, as on your way out. Don't forget to share this video with your peers, your friends, your colleagues, your lovers, your roommates, whoever you want to. And don't forget to follow me on social media as well. If you want to book a reading with me, you can go ahead and book it via my website. Everything's linked down below. You can even see it on the ticker down here on this banner. But please keep in mind that if you are from the time zones of US and Canada, you guys, I'm so booked out until March. And then March, I'll be in the US. So you have to factor that. So that means that the next availability is going to be April, around Easter or after Easter, because I'll be in the US for like a week or 10 days or something like that around then. We'll see. Maybe we at the meet and greet we can do lightning readings. I don't know. I have to think about where, what, how, all of that stuff. Luckily, I've got some time to get organized and do all the planning, and I will give you a heads up, and I will let you know all way in advance, so you can try to make it, because I would love to see you all and give you a big hug. I really do. A lot of you I know, because a lot of you come to me for readings. You trust me with your readings. I see you often, and we've become friends, we've become family, so I can't wait to literally just see you physically, like just be in the same space, and give you a big warm hug. That's it, everybody. Take care. Have a beautiful Sunday. Have a beautiful week ahead. And I'll be back next week. I will also be doing lightning readings for the members. So make sure you become a member of this channel, because I owe you this one for this month. We're going to do lightning readings for the members. This means one question each. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Till next time. Bye.